Good morning, guys. Tony here. Breaking news. We have 3 new SEC filings from AMC Wednesday morning, April 24th. And if you are tracking the dilution or curious about what is going on, how far along that process of the $250 million cash raise, how far along are they? This is going to be some critical news that you are going to want to hear. Wow, I am shocked by what we found out this morning. Let's get right into it. As you guys know, the upcoming earnings call for AMC is going to be on or before May 10th. We don't have an exact date yet, and we had been working through an assumption that AMC maybe wanted to get this dilution done before that meeting. That is scenario 2 here on the screen. If you've been following us in the dilution estimate updates over the past couple weeks, we also had scenario 1 where we just said, hey, maybe AMC is not worried about a date, and they're just selling 10% of the daily volume or so to slowly raise cash at the best possible price. Now, this morning we got these AMC updates, the Form ARS. Form ARS is the annual report to shareholders, and that is basically the same as the 10K that was filed by AMC back at the end of February. What we're going to be talking about this morning, though, is the other filing, the Form 14A, the definitive proxy, because in that filing, we got an update on the share count. What it says here is, as of the close of business on April 11th, the record date for the annual meeting, there were 276.3 million shares issued and outstanding. As we know right now, and as you can see on all of your brokers, the current outstanding shares that we knew about was 263 million. We have an update this morning from AMC that as of April 11th, 276 million. That means that by April 11th, only 13 million shares had been sold by AMC. That completely changes everything, every assumption that we have made in this spreadsheet. That means that potentially they only sold shares the first 4 days. And then when the price dropped below $3, they stopped selling shares. If we add up 10% of the daily volume under scenario 1 on the first 4 days, that's 13.1 million shares, which correlates very closely to what AMC is reporting, a 13 million share increase from 263 million to 276 million. And then I'm going to update my scenario 1 now and put in some assumptions that after the price dropped below $3, that they did not sell any shares. The only accurate information we know direct from AMC is that in the first 10 days, they only increased the share count by 13 million shares. Was that front loaded in the first 4 days? Was that spread out over 10 days? I don't really know. But if we take the first 4 days, 10% of the volume over $3, that is 13 million shares. So I'm going to update this spreadsheet and change the assumption that they are willing to sell 10% of the volume if the price is over $3. That does change this model now. That means that from the 4th all the way to the 18th, potentially they sold nothing as the price was really, really low. It also extends out how long this dilution potentially could take. In fact, if we use average volume of 14 to 16 million shares a day, and let's just say that the price hovers around 325 or so over the next couple weeks, that the dilution would not be done till the middle of June. Based on the updated information from AMC, 276 million outstanding shares on April 11th, I just don't see now any way that scenario 2 could be correct. If we had been tracking to scenario 2, that would have been an increase of 57 million shares by April 11th. And AMC is telling us it was only 13 million. So we're going to have to X out scenario 2. When the price of AMC on about the 16th hit that low around $2.38 and then started skyrocketing up, there were 4 days of very heavy volume, 31 million on the 16th, 25 million on the 17th, and then on the 19th and 22nd, we had 28 and 26 million. Is it possible that somebody came in and bought a bunch of shares from AMC at those low prices, driving up the volume? Yes, it is possible. And I have some days here marked as 0. that could be incorrect. There could have been some buying by an institution at those very low prices. Where does that leave us? I guess it leaves us in the territory of where we're at right now is anybody's guess. I will be keeping an eye out for any updated filings that might give us any additional clues. We will get some update, I would expect, on or before May 10th in the upcoming 10Q, where they're at on the money raising process through this equity raise. The good news is if, like many of us, you were buying at the 238, 240, 260 price range, you're up as much as 45% on those shares. So we're very happy with the price action over the past week or so, because I, myself, and many people that I talked to were buying down there. We don't believe that the price is going down to $1.50 like a lot of people are saying. And there's been some very fat premiums for those of us that are selling covered calls on our position. Besides being in the green in a very healthy way on my AMC position, anything I can do to bring in additional income and lower the basis of those shares by, for example, selling covered calls, which have been paying very fat weekly premiums this week, I'm going to continue to do that. As I've stated before, that was not a strategy I was implementing, the selling of covered calls back in 2021, 2022, 2023. I did not do that back then in light of the changing dynamics of this play. Once the AMC APE conversion happened and we knew that more dilution was around the corner, I had to change my strategy to optimize preserving capital and creating income while we wait for the company to get into some better quarters. This is just my trading style. It's not a recommendation for you guys. It is not financial advice, but I try to be as transparent as I can on what I'm doing, and I'm happy to answer any questions or comments you have down below. That is your dilution update for today. 276 million shares issued and outstanding as of April 11th. I am Tony Denaro. Thank you for watching, and I will see ya on the next video.